morning. Welcome to the Stahls Morning Show. I'm Bob.
And I'm Josh. And today, we're back.
We are back.
From Fort Worth. It was a long weekend. I saw many of you there, hopefully, and we're live here on Stahls TV. So we have an episode today where we've pieced together some of the latest things from Stahls, some updated pricing on a product that's been pretty popular, a new product for you that's been reformulated, and then some timely techniques for some products as well.
Ooh, it sounds like a segment we should be doing. Timely techniques.
Timely techniques with Bob. I can see it now. Yeah, it's like your fireside chats.
There you go.
So anyways, we were in Fort Worth all weekend at the ISS show, and this is a great show because it hits that right in the middle of fall season, and we get down into Texas, always see a lot of the same customers stopping by and visiting us, and Impressions does their big Impression Awards where they're judging all of the entries to feature next year throughout the trade show booth. So it's always a good time. And at this show, what did you notice? What was interesting in the Stahls booth? What were people flocking towards?
You know, there was a lot of interest in the new 360 cap press. That is going to be, it's one like, what is it? What kind of award did we just get on that one?
Product of the year.
Product of the year, yeah, the good stuff of the year. Awesome innovation for doing caps. That's got a lot of things. And I also saw a lot more of the dual air fusion. People are realizing the efficiency that you can pick up on the dual air fusion.
Yeah, it's interesting. The dual air fusion is a press we've been showing at trade shows. Gosh, it's probably for the better part of 5 years, it seems like. And every time somebody comes to the booth, they may come already doing heat printing in their business, already owning a Stahls heat press. And when they see that press operate, they're always like, I want that press. I'm not ready to get it at this show. But after seeing it and what can it bring to their business, a lot of them are saying, that's my next press. And every show we go to, there's people that just seem to come and they're like, I want to get the dual air fusion.
Right, because they had time to marinate on it, realize the importance. Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's an important part of the business. We have all types of folks watching us today from around the country. We have Evelyn from Orlando. Hi, Evelyn. Oh, we have Mark from over in the UK. Thanks for tuning in. We have Windmill Apparel and Promotions watching. Eric Campbell, who I got to spend some time with at the Fort Worth show. And he's saying that he was excited about the press. I know Eric got to join our press conference, it was the first morning of the show, where we unveiled the 360 cap press. So this is the Hotronix 360 IQ. It's available on Stahls.com right now. We're at the point of pre-order. But let's just talk quickly about what this heat press is, what it does, what it can do for somebody's business.
You know, the thing that has always been a deterrent for folks doing caps, everybody wants to do caps, but with the traditional cap press, it's always been a real struggle, or a real challenge at least, to avoid that crease across the top of the cap. It kind of cheapens the look of the cap. Just face it, it's just not the same. People always want embroidered caps for those reasons, because it's not quite a professional type of look. Well, with the extreme popularity of emblems these days and patches on caps, more so than direct embroidery, this is fixing all that and just being able to get that professional look on a cap without that nasty crease across the top.
Yeah, nobody likes the nasty crease, right?
Nasty crease.
And we've shared tips in the past, like getting the right platen helps to reduce that. But ultimately, there are just some caps that have the fused buckram that are maybe a performance fabric or even acrylic based material. And those create major issues where it seems like no matter what you try to do with your hat press, you're still getting the mark. And this helps to fix all that. It's one platen. It's heated from the top and from the bottom. It has all the latest Fusion IQ technology in it to track production analytics. And so if you haven't seen that one, go to Stahls.com under the heat press section. It's the 360 IQ cap press. More details will be coming up. We're waiting to get our hands on one here so we can demo it for you. That will be in an upcoming morning show real soon. So for those of you at the show, you got a first look that nobody else has gotten yet.
Ooh.
So I know, speaking of looks.
Thank you.
We have a look of the week.
Right.
We have, come on. We have a look of the week. All right, this look is submitted by White River Design Company, and we wanted to pull this one forward for a few different reasons. Number one, it's mixing two different materials. And so when customers want to mix two different materials that have different application instructions, what are some things to keep in mind?
Well, you always want to make sure that you go with your, unless the material is somewhat forgiving, I always like to go to the lower temp to make sure that you're not going to overproduce. But you do also want to hit the melt point. This happened to be a kind of a no-brainer because we're talking fashion film and glitter flake, so both of them will apply close to the same temperature. I would split the difference on this one. I think we would be just fine, personally.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that I always recommend, well, you see a couple different things here. So the glitter flake is not directly layered. It certainly could be a foreground layer on top of that white fashion film. That'd be no issue. But I like how the design was created around the heart so the football doesn't come through. And so it makes it a little bit more integrated in the design, and you see the interchangeable data, the kid's personalized number is what I'm assuming, dropped inside of that heart. So I think it adds a nice quality design, 2 different materials, and also adds that element of personalization that helps to boost profit and really engagement with what player you support or what you're supporting there.
And they did kick it up a notch by using the glitter flake. It could easily just been 2 colors of fashion film and nobody would have had a problem with it, but we just increased the value of this tremendously by giving us a special effect.
Awesome. So thanks, White River Design Company. If you want to submit your look of the week, there's a few different ways you can do that. You can submit them on our Stahls Facebook page. We always get a lot of submissions there, and it's great just to be inspired by things other decorators are doing with what they're creating in their store. Or you can go ahead and tag us on Instagram at Stahls Heat Printing, and we will get your submission for Look of the Week and show it off to your friends and other decorators. So yes, that's you, White River Design Company.
And you'll be famous.
Thanks for tuning in. You are now famous, as if you weren't already in your community, I'm sure. So we have 3 different projects to get to today. Do you want to start over at the heat press?
Sure.
And while you're queuing that up, if we don't mind switching to my computer screen, I want to talk about a product that we have on promotion here. It's our CAD-CUT Glow Heat Transfer Vinyl, which is very timely for this time of year, of course, with Halloween approaching is when we see it sell a lot. And you can see there's a fall special here with the promo code GLOW 2019. So once Bob teaches you how to use this product and gives you a unique way to use it, you can save 15% off through the end of the month on glow-in-the-dark heat transfer vinyl.
All right, so today we're going to be featuring this color block, varsity-looking, 2-tone, seamed, all kinds of stuff in the way type of shirt, but that's okay. We're going to show you how to get around that. It is, we're going to use, obviously, featuring the glow in the dark because it's that time of year. So because of because the design I have, they're trying to do a unique thing here. They hand this to you, say, make it work. I said, okay, I can do that. There are a lot of ways to go about this. If I had multiple different platens, I could probably fool with this and get just the right size platen to fit these logos. We're trying to put a logo on the kind of the top shoulder and also kind of wrap around effect to the back. I'm actually looking at my stuff here. So in order to do that simply and easily, I'm going to just use the pillow. Not always my go-to, but because I have so many different seams here, I'm going to go ahead and utilize the Teflon coated or non-stick coated pillow. Now the difference between pillows and pads raise up the image area, get rid of all those extra seams and buttons and zippers, let them fall off to the side. But with the pillow, it's actually going to allow those obstructions to sink down into the pad. So let me go into the pillow itself. So I'm going to go ahead and thread this on using the 16 by 20.
And you have the press on a counter caddy, which is important to note, which is raising it up.
Exactly. And normally I would make sure that this collar comes off of the press itself. Don't have to really worry about now because I'm really trying to get up to the top of this as much as possible. So I've got these designs, these cute little bats. The bats are going to go up on the shoulder, starting on this side. Now let's go left. Let's go left shoulder. I always like to go left. So I'm going to kind of take it off to the side and make sure my pillow is out as far up to the shoulder as possible. Now this applies at 302 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds, and it's a warm peel. So we'll see the best angle. I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing here. Where's my other one? It's on the floor. Grab that one for me, sir.
Yep.
There we go. This one's designed to do better. All right, so do my best to get it up as close to the shoulder as possible without really coming off of the press. Because you still have to make sure you have good pressure.
I don't know if, Joe, are you able to zoom in on that a little bit on the collar? I don't know what type of angle we'll get there. But I think it's interesting to see how close it is to the collar.
Yeah, we took it right up to the edge because we're trying to get that, these bats just flew in here type of look. Now, pillows can give you a little bit of a false read, so I make sure that I give a little extra. This asks for a medium pressure. I'm up to at about a 7, so I gave a little something extra because it's kind of pushing the air out of that. And don't get excited. Everybody who sees red cotton turn color, turns gray, that's just a moisture issue. They will come back. It's not like scorching your polyester where it's impenetrable. You'll never get that back. So if you see a discoloration, especially when you're pressing red, don't get excited. We're good. So now we're going to flip it over and do the opposite shoulder on the back. So far we've got this. There you are. And now we're going to do the same thing on the back. So it kind of looks like there's bats all over.
I think the interesting thing is when you consider the look that was created, and sometimes we have folks in our office that create designs and create looks and then basically set them up for us to heat print them. So we don't see these until the morning of, and we do the project for you live and teach you the techniques. But I think heat printing, one of the main advantages is placement. So in this case, we're doing a bat design, but it could easily be a brand logo or anything really to hit a unique placement and stand out from somebody that is maybe screen printing or trying to hoop that garment.
All right, similar placement on the back side. And you can get crazy with these. If these are doing your own, it's a kind of an inspiration. You can put little bats all over. I can put this down on the hem. We're not going to do an all over on this shirt, but you can be creative for sure because it's your own unique design.
Good, and the glow-in-the-dark material is available by the roll, something you can cut on a vinyl cutter.
Or you can get it in services as well. Services meaning we cut it for you. I know we use terminology sometimes to say what is services, but it's just an opportunity for you to place your order. We'll do all the hard work for you, and all you do is apply to the shirt.
Awesome, that looks great.
Yeah, it's not a bad look. So you've got bats on the front, bats on the back. They see you coming and going, which is nice for visibility when your kids are out and collecting candy.
Excellent. So just a reminder, the promo code for that is GLOW 2019. It's all one word. And you can save 15% off of glow-in-the-dark material through October 31st. Create your own cool design for the haunted houses around the neighborhood, or maybe for just the kids going trick-or-treating, or maybe a bar or restaurant that wants to do a unique promotion for the Halloween season. So that's one tip technique we wanted to show you. So we have David watching from Ontario. We have Loretta watching from Washington. Thanks for joining us, folks. The next thing we want to talk about is a product called FlexStyle. And so FlexStyle is a dimensional logo that is sold in a couple different styles, whether it's textured or dome, that can be bought in a heat-applied version, so it can be pressed to apparel, or in a pressure-sensitive version, so it can be applied to a hard good. I actually have a FlexStyle logo on the back of my laptop from a conference that we hosted, so that's a great use for it. From promotional product, I have one on a notebook that I have. And
he likes it.
We're getting ready to put one on, I don't know if it's a Yeti tumbler, but at least on a some sort of mug, some sort of tumbler as well. So before we actually, well, let's apply it first, and then we'll talk a little bit about how to order it and how it works.
All right, so obviously pressure-sensitive version here, so it's basically a sign vinyl, but it's like kind of a dimensional patch that you'll be able to apply. And I need some very unique tools to apply this. They're called my thumbs. So, okay, so I'm a right-handed drinker. I want everybody to see my logo, so I'm going to do it on this side.
You want me to try to hold it sideways so everybody can get a view of it?
This is not the pressure-sensitive one.
That's the heat-applied version.
This is the heat-applied version.
No worries, we're close up. This is our FlexStyle starter kit that we're pulling from here. So this is a $35 kit, which is a great way to order samples of FlexStyle and get started. And we're going to go ahead and open that up and show you what's inside. And you can see you get a little promotional piece that talks about all the finishes FlexStyle's offered in. It has the heat application instructions. It also has a FlexStyle cover sheet, which is like a rubberized cover sheet for the heat-applied version. And then there are, I think, 5 samples inside of the kit. And so making sure you select the pressure-sensitive one is key. And so this is heat-applied.
Yep.
We're going to find one. I believe this is it.
I believe this too.
Yeah, this is pressure-sensitive. So the pressure-sensitive will be sticky on the back of the actual logo.
Okay. Since we have it in hand, let's go ahead and apply. And probably one of the things that you will ask, and I'm going to try to get to that before, I'm actually going to stand so I can actually line this up and keep it straight. Lay the center down, push the extra out to the sides, and really you're just pushing with pressure with your thumbs. Squeegee is not necessary here, but you do need some good pressure. But the question you're going to ask is this dishwasher safe? And I am told, and I believe, that it is top rack dishwasher safe, which is awesome. Although a lot of the mug companies will say don't put this in the dishwasher, period, but hand wash only. But if it is allowed to go in the dishwasher, this is dishwasher safe. We would recommend that once it is applied, that you don't give it to your customer for 24 hours because it needs at least that little bit of time to cure.
Yeah, and that's a fact. I actually had a lady, I don't know if she didn't believe us, but she came back to the Fort Worth show and said she received a sample of this product at another show, had the kit, applied it to a travel mug, and had been running it through every dishwasher cycle to make sure it was a good quality, and still looks beautiful. So you can feel confident. We don't recommend it for putting it on like outdoor applications like car decals, but I know one of our sales reps here actually has it on his bumper, and I've been looking at it there for about 6 months. So this product is really durable with what it can do. So you have this FlexStyle starter kit that you can get that will give you some pressure sensitive versions. It'll also give you a heat applied version. I want to talk a little bit about the heat application of this, and for that we're going to head over to the Hotronix Fusion. So for the heat applied version, I'm going to be using a top heat only application because I know we've shown before that the bottom heat application, and FlexStyle is really one of those products that's thick and it's dimensional, which is why it works great with our top and bottom heat, whether that's on your flat press or the new 360 IQ hat press. So that's going to give you the most versatility as far as what you can apply it to without scorching. I probably wouldn't recommend applying just top heat only to something like a delicate performance fabric because you're going to need quite a bit of heat. I'm up at 360 degrees here for a little bit of time. In this case, it is, I forgot it, 12 to 15 seconds, as it says on my card, with the top heat only application. So 360 degree, 12 to 15 seconds, but I'm going to apply it on a cotton poly blend, which is this button-up flannel, which is perfectly capable of taking the heat. So you still have some opportunities for application. So I'm going to grab my sleeve and leg platen. I tend to like the sleeve placement as an ideal opportunity on a wide variety of items. So I'm just going to unbutton this a couple buttons to be able to get to the sleeve placement. Now we're going to go right sleeve, and so I'm going to split and thread that on. Paying attention to my seam structure. In this case it's a flannel, so I can see the lines there to be able to straighten it across the platen. And I'm going to start with the preheat, and that's going to help me get my pressure correct as well. So I'm at 360 degrees. I'm going to increase my pressure slightly. And I'm going to do a preheat as well. Since I loaded that platen on cold, a preheat's very important to using the FlexStyle product. So I'm going to give it a full 12-second preheat application. I'm going to grab my design.
You know, preheating that lower platen, especially in this application, is really key. You want some heat under there. A stone cold platen could potentially give you some issues, at least on your first couple presses.
So I want this to be top shoulder, so I'm going to place it a little bit high on my placement. Some people actually like to lay this out and measure it on the first one, then load their shirt on after you tape this. That's possible. This is only slightly sticky, so it wouldn't hold into place without thermal tape. But we position it into place. I'm going to put this special cover sheet on top of it, and then we're going to run it for the full application of the 12 seconds. So we've shared the link of the glow-in-the-dark product page within the comment stream there in case you want to take advantage of that special. And shortly, if we haven't already, we'll share the link of the FlexStyle starter kit. So positioned into place, and then peel it off. And I have a great looking logo. I'll pull that close so you can kind of take a look here. You can see, this is the toughest part for me, is lining stuff up to the camera. There we go. Just told me hold still. Yeah. But you can see the texture, the metallic finish. You just get a nice look and feel from this product overall. It's definitely dimensional, so keeping the logo small is going to be the best effect possible, so it doesn't develop too heavy, and it's also going to keep the price fairly low. So I want to walk you through a couple things. Look at that, Bob. Shirt for you.
Yeah, I came dressed for success.
I'm going to walk you just through a couple things, and could you mind heating that down to 280 degrees while I'm going through this?
I can do that.
Got one more project I want to show of the new FlexStyle pricing. So if we take a look at my computer here, walk you through how this works. So when you're looking at FlexStyle, the first thing you need to understand is that there's a minimum quantity of 25 pieces. You also have an art setup fee, and this is our new pricing structure, of $52. So the art setup fee is when you submit the artwork to us, you'll pay $52, and that's a setup charge. Now we do offer 5 samples in the process for an additional $25 if you need to make a spec sample to show your customer before you move forward with the order. But in this case, we're going to start with the $52 art setup fee, and then we will teach you how to calculate the pricing. And so the pricing is the length plus width divided by 2 to get to the proper spot on the grid. So let's say you have a 3x3 logo. So that would be 3 plus 3, which would be 6, divided by 2, which would be 3. You see how I went with easy math there, Joe? He was even holding up his fingers for me in the background. So I would go to the 3-inch on my grid, which would be this block. And then if I were to order 50 pieces, that would cost me $5.06 per logo. You can see once you get to 100 pieces, it goes down to $3.63 per logo. Keep in mind you have that $52 setup fee in there. So at the 100-piece quantity, it's going to be roughly 50 cents a logo in setup. So somewhere around $4 to $5 is a good price point to estimate on a 3x3, pretty standard sleeve or left chest or hat logo. You can see if you can somehow get to the 2.5-inch. So if you're able to do something more 2x3, you bring your cost down considerably. So smaller is better. This is just a small little branding piece that you can pop on a sleeve with another decoration, a back shoulder, to increase the branding and the recognition of a piece. And so this is new pricing. I like to compare this to what the old pricing was because we've been able to reduce the setups considerably. So this grid shows the old price versus the new price. So there used to be a $25 art rendering fee plus a $150 mold fee. And what we were able to do is kind of blend that into our pricing to simplify it for you. And so now you only have the $52 art setup, and that really brings your total on a 50-piece job at this design size of 3x3 down considerably. So you save about 25% from where the pricing was just last week.
Awesome.
With this new push out. So FlexStyle is one of those great products. If you want to get a hold of it, check it out on the website, order the sample kit, and start showing it. And then you'll have some interested customers for sure after you show us.
And it really, cameras are good, the lighting is great, but it's still not the same as seeing it live. So get those samples in your hand so you can show your customers, because the dimension of this and the texture and the real impact that it's going to bring life to old logos, it's killer. It really does. You can't really tell until you actually see it in place, and everybody oohs and ahs when they see their logo come to life in this format.
Yeah, so a couple comments coming in here as you're taking a look at this close up. Evelyn loves the pillows and her counter caddy. Glad they're working out for you great. They're great little tools, especially the counter caddy for threading your garments. Ahmad needs a heat press. I know somebody that can help you with that, so just message us your contact information on our Stahls Facebook page that you're watching from, and we can have somebody reach out to you and take care of you. And Eric's just validating, saw lots of these dimensional logos in the retail gift shop while traveling in Texas. And we were talking about this morning in our sales meeting. I went down the gift shop of the hotel I was staying in, and they had some headwear produced there. I won't say by what company, but with patches, leather patches, embroidered emblems that had a noticeable crease in them. And with the new hat press,
that's the nasty crease, we call it.
The nasty crease. You can get rid of that crease. So if you have as far as color offering, Robin, on FlexStyle, you're uploading your logo, so you can do any colors you want. These are digital prints. You can even do color gradients and photos. You submit your artwork. We do a 3D rendering back to you for that $52. You can see how our artists have applied the textures and the different effects. And all of that's available if you're ready to just order, is through our art uploader on Stahls.com. So I always want to show people where that is. So if we can just pull up my screen real quick. Right up in the top right-hand corner of the Stahls.com website is the art uploader. So when you log in, click the art uploader and you'll be able to upload your logo and get a live price after you select all of your options. All right, lots of stuff to say. More questions, which is good. Craig, hi from Washington State. Great to see you. We have a little Washington here. That's a long way from Washington State.
The same,
We're broadcasting live from Pennsylvania. And can you combine heat transfer and pressure sensitive in one order? Kelly asks for the FlexStyle. So they'll need to be viewed as separate orders as far as on the price grid, but it's one setup fee. So once you pay to get the art set up for the $52, you can order either pressure sensitive or heat transfer from the same piece of artwork, which at least saves you some of the upfront costs. All right.
What else we got? Excited?
I am excited about this one. So one last product we want to show you that we were featuring at the show. So for those of you that do business with our Transfer Express division, it's possible that you've ordered our Stretch Litho product before. Well, we did a pretty significant update to the Stretch Litho product that we manufacture at Transfer Express, where it now has a matte finish, and I like to say just a super soft finish. And so the comments that customers were using for this at the trade show, I heard one gentleman say buttery soft, so you get that kind of texture.
Makes me think of pancakes.
I can't believe it's butter. And so we created this design for the Fort Worth show, and it shows a couple things. And I really want to start basic on this. One is this is a digital screen printed transfer. And so you can do digital transfers through a product called CAD prints, but there are some design limitations as far as level of detail.
Right.
And really there's not a whole lot of economies of scale when you get up into quantity. You can get screen printed transfers, but there are some limitations when it comes to number of colors in the design. And cost going up because you have to burn more screens. What we've been able to do here with this Stretch Litho product, now that it looks and feels beautiful on the garment, is really combine the best of both worlds. You can see the Aztec design and the detail in the screen printed transfer. And you can imagine we're doing all the same logo here, basically the same color scheme, but there is, I don't know, 8 colors or so in that logo.
Lots and lots.
Yeah, and the idea here is I can combine multiple customer logos onto one sheet because it doesn't matter how many colors are on a sheet. And so when you think about that and you think about the ability to gang sheet over at transferexpress.com, you can really drive your costs down to a lot of creative things. So this product applies down at 280 degrees for, I think it's around 12 seconds, and you just get a super soft feel on the garment. So we shared a video on our Facebook page while we were live at the show. Actually, Eric was behind the camera broadcasting from the Two Regular Guys podcast. They came over and captured some in-the-booth footage. And if you watch that on our Facebook page, and we can share it back, not only can you see the 360 cap press in action, you can see the Stretch Litho product, this exact design applied to the garment, and kind of get an up close of the look and feel. And then also you can get a quick demo of our new Stahls Spirit Sail application that we fully launched at the show. So lots of interesting stuff. This is not something that you can buy and produce off of an eco-solvent printer, unfortunately. This is something that we make the transfers for you. And I want to pull up Transfer Express's website just to kind of talk through what types of jobs this makes sense for, because it's a very specific type of job. So this is our Stretch Litho price grid. As you can see here, if you were to submit artwork to us, that would be in our plus pricing, versus if you designed it on our designer, it would be in the Easy Prints pricing. Once you start to get up into about 50 sheets, 75 sheets of product, it becomes really cost effective. So even for your custom artwork, multiple customer logos ganged up, you get to 50 sheets, it's only going to cost you $6.34 per logo. And I usually like to say if you're managing like Team Web stores and you're incorporating small logos onto hats and bags and left chest and jacket, sometimes you can get 3-4 apparel pieces decorated from one sheet.
Absolutely.
So it becomes very cost effective. So that's Stretch Litho Matte. After our morning show here, since we're running a little bit over on time, what we'll do is we'll do a quick video of the heat application, and we'll share that out on our Facebook page later today. And I'm going to stop because I want to make sure that we get to some of the questions that are coming in. Are there any further upstream? I see the latest. What do you have that we can digital print ourselves with a roll-in print cut? Debbie asks. You want to take that one? I've been talking a lot.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we've got a number of products for your eco-solvent roll-in or actually any printer that has an eco-solvent or solvent-based ink. Express Print being our flagship go-to product, matte finish, polyurethane, thin, soft, very easy, very production friendly. And then another one is called Soft Opaque. So if you need that very thin, soft hand, very stretchable, with a little hint of gloss. There's a lot of folks do like a little bit of semi-gloss or more of a satin finish, brightens up the colors a little bit, makes it a little deeper. So the Soft Opaque is a great way to go. Then there's also a glitter, printable glitter material. So that same logo could come out now with the same glitter and texture glitter that you would find within the Glitter Flake product that you would just cut, all printable now, all available through your eco-solvent printer.
Yeah, see, good.
Good. And there's a few other French products, some other ones when you need some dye blocking, the Sublistop, and it's just another one. If I've got that red polyester where I want to make sure my white doesn't turn pink, guaranteed this will help block that for you.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to grab a sample off the wall here real quick because I want to show the printable glitter. Yep. That was another one that it was really popular at the show.
And we've had it for a while, but every time it comes out, folks just kind of
don't realize we have it. Yeah. Especially when you talk about not having the ability to even layer glitter. So even a spot color design like this one, 3-color design, it simplifies the process. You don't have to cut and weed 3 separate layers of glitter. Simply print it, cut it, heat apply it.
Yep.
The ability to do patterns and those sorts of things that are really popular right now. So that's the printable glitter as well. So I see a few more questions. I see Evelyn asks, how about reorders? I'm not sure at what point of the show that was in. I'm guessing it was in the FlexStyle portion. So on the FlexStyle, once you upload the artwork, it'll be in your upload dashboard, your library on Stahls.com, and you can do reorders without having the $52 fee. It's just the per piece pricing at that point. So if you don't mind scrolling down through the bottom, Joe, I just want to see if there's any more comments. Thanks for the info. Is it possible to have it in a roll? I can cut and print by myself. So the stretch litho is not possible to get in a roll. That is a screen printed process that we're doing. And so it is a unique process, something that's proprietary, so we don't have rolls that you can print on, but it is a great option to complement what you're printing in the roll. Right. So use the print cut machine to do your 1 to 50 pieces, for instance.
With minimal detail.
With minimal detail, yeah. Once you hit the 50-piece quantity, start pushing to this, and this is a great way to get customers to jump up in quantity for their order, maybe get them to commit to buying more than just a t-shirt, get them a t-shirt and a hoodie, or something like that, so you can get to the quantity that you need with the logo.
And to me, that's the real benefit of the stretch litho, is because I've worked with print cut machines for so long, having free floating separated text and very fine detail, registered trademarks, all those things, just not real doable with the print and cut process. This takes all that away.
Good. So the purpose of the morning show is to share with you, to help you grow in your business. I see we've been able to do that for a few of you, and we thank those of you that continue to tune in and watch. Gina, good to see you this morning. Gina actually was featured on a new podcast that we're recording that we'll be publishing soon, called our Heat Press for Profit podcast, where we get to share stories from business owners, tips and tricks, and kind of dive into their business. So look forward to more content coming from Stahls TV. And as always, we thank you for watching the Stahls TV Morning Show.